All right, welcome Aries. So anybody with a sun sign Aries, moon in Aries, or rising in Aries, this reading may be for you. These are the items I was drawn to pull out for your reading. I have Aphrodite here, who I actually got in Greece. Fire, of course, for your sign. Some quartz crystal, a candle, actual beehive from beeswax, rose quartz, and this cool item that a friend gave to me, which has always looked very like cosmic to me. And it's interesting. I just kind of pulled them out intuitively. And, the old statues in Greece, a lot of the arms broke off. But this was just kind of, I closed my eyes and felt around my room what I was guided to put out here. And it was this quartz crystal of a heart. And it's kind of like broken on the side too, like cut. Same with here. And even this piece, like same thing. I was just guided to like where I saw the energy in the room light up, where I knew my items were. And this was the one I grabbed. And even the rose quartz is like the raw rose quartz, which I think is more powerful a lot of times to find it. And it's been smoothed a little, but it's not like cut and edged. So it's interesting. Like the theme I'm feeling with this is, last year and the last couple years may have been really challenging for you. And I know it's been challenging for a lot of people. I have a Aries moon, and that can be a difficult placement sometimes with that fire and water. And just Aries in general, there's a lot of passion, impulsivity, but also like the ability to get things moving and get things going and to really shift and change and move stuff when it's stuck or stagnant. And it feels like that's what's coming through for you. Like maybe last year there was some like cutting away of something or a betrayal or cutting out something in your life that you thought you needed. And now it's like trying to recover and adapt and moving forward and finding that light and that passion and that fire again that's ever so present with Aries, and just the natural leadership and abilities you have to really move the energy and to get in position to make something happen. Whereas some of the other signs, there can be a tendency to withdraw or fall into the deeper emotional aspect. The Aries likes to rise to the surface and move just like the fire. And I have the the Radiant Rider Waite Tarot here, and I've never used this deck. This is brand new. I love the Rider Waite Smith Tarot. It's one of my favorites. I bought this deck because I'm doing a class next month for learning how to use the tarot as a healer, reading as a healer. And I wanted to see what was available for people to buy. And I always thought this was a cool deck, this brighter, updated version. But it's a brand new, fresh tarot deck. And this is the one, again, that I was guided to pull out for your reading. So, again, another theme of like new beginnings, fresh starts, and the whole sign of Aries, too. It's the first sign of the zodiac, which ushers in spring and the budding of new life and potential and possibilities. And feels like, again, with that cutting away of something or that feeling betrayed, now moving into something that's more in alignment and powerful. And we'll see what the cards reveal with that. I'm going to do a Celtic cross spread, which is one of my favorites to really flush out the energy and see what's going on in this situation. This is a tarot reading for Aries for the new year 2026. So anytime you find this, it may be holding a message or a confirmation or some guidance that would be most helpful for you at this time. Let me cut these cards and we'll get into it. So the first card coming out, it's like a snapshot of the energy, like an energetic overview. And this is interesting with the Three of Cups like this. Three of Cups is the celebration, the coming together, the unification, the Trinity. But my teacher often taught me that the three is like a crowding of something when something comes in and can disrupt it, kind of like a triangle. So there's a healthy triangle, or there's the triangles that come in and dissipate the energy, and the root issue is never addressed. So it feels like a bit of that, like something's come in and has been crowding something, and it wasn't able to be addressed. And it feels like this is connecting with that theme of the cutting away, or something is being removed at this moment. Because with the Three of Cups, it's indicating that there's some disharmony, or a feeling of not really wanting to celebrate, or not enjoying what's happening currently. And so that's just kind of the snapshot energetically of what's coming through right now that wants to be revealed to you. And let's see what the next card is as far as the energy that's really going to help you navigate this situation. And that's the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is really powerful because it's when we find that passion, that excitement for whatever it is we're studying or learning, or for life in general. It's kind of dreamy, it's watery, it's emotional, but it is like the student and the willingness to explore that, to move towards it, to embrace it. So it's interesting with the Three of Cups reversed and then the Page of Cups upright. And this can actually work as a reverse too, because this is the energy that comes in and cuts or supports what's happening. And I really feel this is a supportive energy for you, where the emotion you're feeling here that's coming up and is kind of pushing something away or cutting something out of your life is the opportunity to embrace, like, what is that cup? What was it that was dissipating the energy that you couldn't see what was right in front of you? And so this could be maybe an ending of a relationship, a job, even just overall feeling like something's off and I need to make some changes. And the energy here is inviting you to really tune in and come into presence with what you're feeling emotionally. Because a lot of times Aries will want to distract, will want to get busy with things, and we lose sight of how we're actually feeling about it. And then it'll kind of be explosive later. It'll reveal itself. And when something happens externally, that we'll just react. And then that can create, that hard on the sleeve kind of energy that we're so well known for. As you always know where an Aries is, because we'll let you know, we'll tell you. We're not going to like hide and pretend that we're going to come out and say it. And that's what I think is being invited for you to tune into, is with your emotions. What is it that you really are feeling, and are you willing to look at it and really be with it and trust that you have the power and strength to navigate it, that it's not going to overwhelm you? Because again, this is the fire and the water. Aries is a fire sign, and that water can come in and stifle us and feel like smothering. But it also creates, the steam and the power and the transformation that creates life with that fire and the water, the steam it creates, the boiling, the transformation, the distillation. So I'm feeling that energy, like a distillation of what's been a challenge or what's been clouded in the past is becoming more clear. So we're going to put this card off to the side. That's the energy we're working with for this whole spread. Let's see what is revealed from long ago. And we get the Fool reversed. And again, that's a very Aries card as well. It's Mercury, but it's also Mars and new beginnings, fresh starts. And with the Fool reversed, this is indicating to me that kind of that head in the clouds, not sure what to do or where to go. And a reminder to find your footing, to find your grounding, to find what it is that sustains and supports you. I just talked about this in my newsletter that I sent out this morning, actually, which is not really a coincidence at all that this would come up now. But what is your foundation? What is it you go to that supports you over the years, or every day or every once in a while. There's a couple of modalities maybe you use or understandings that you attained in your journey that help you navigate life, and when things get difficult or challenging, that you can go to. And that's what I'm feeling here is there's been a time in the past where you didn't have tools, you didn't have the ability to ground yourself, to feel supported, to feel like you were supported is what I'm getting. Like you didn't feel supported or grounded. And then now that's starting to shift and change, but it may not feel like it or look like it. It may feel like a betrayal or something that you really loved and enjoyed is being taken away. But really, that's this opportunity to connect with your deeper soul's desire, what your subconscious is bringing to the surface, because the water represents that things that are submerged and hidden, like the subconscious. And as the unconscious and the subconscious becomes conscious, we can work with it, we can adapt it, and we can use it to empower us and to create the life of our dreams. Because everything we ever need to know, all the wisdom, is already within us. And it's just a matter of listening and then being courageous enough to feel it and move with it as it presents itself. And so the next card is the recent past. So more of the things that occurred that led to this direct experience. And again, here's the death reverse. So that's like stagnation. It's feeling stuck, feeling oppressed, feeling like you're not going anywhere. And that would really explain this Three of Cups energy, where there's an overall knowing, like physically, emotionally, and not much mental energy in this, but definitely emotional. Like something emotional is playing out. And it's really revealing that maybe this could be like addiction, this could be partying, this could be some kind of distraction that comes in and takes us off our path of what we really truly came here to incarnate and do. And that's what I'm feeling with this spread is, and for your reading is like whatever is happening right now, it's challenging and emotional, and it's perfectly designed by your higher self, by the universe, to bring up certain emotions that are going to help guide you and support you in moving towards what you truly desire. And it's going to feel a little disorienting. It's going to feel like you're not sure what you're doing, but you are learning and you are willing to look at it and deal with it at this point in time. It feels like in your life, like it's time, and you know that on some level. And so this is the guidance for the next card is what is it that is being revealed? And that this feels like with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, it's the breakdown of a community, the breakdown of what supported and sustained you, at least from a material level, that was really an illusion. Something that you hoped and dreamed and desired never fully came to fruition, or it didn't last the way you wanted it to. And this can be really challenging and upsetting. I've experienced this many times in myself, because for many of us, especially if you're listening to this reading or you follow me at all, it's like manifestation's great and visualization and all that stuff. Yeah, it works for some people. And for others, we've done that in other lifetimes, and we can still do it to a certain extent, but often we're in a lifetime of mastery in this lifetime. So walking the path more like Jesus or Buddha or Gandhi, they didn't have great riches or wealth. They didn't necessarily have everything they wanted or desired, but they followed the guidance of spirit, of God, of the universe. And they were able to help, they were able to assist, they were able to transcend all their lifetimes and culminate it into one of mastery, where they flowed with the wind, they walked on water, they healed people, but they couldn't heal everybody. They healed those that were ready to receive the energy that they themselves were simply channeling. They didn't control or own it. They were just channeling it in such a pure form that all those that could receive or be around it would transform, because they themselves would become that same channel. So it's like a tuning fork that's been struck. You strike a tuning fork and you hold it by another one, it'll start to resonate with it. If it's already struck itself, it depends on the frequency, how close they can come, and they'll eventually harmonize. And so when we have a strong enough field that's goes beyond the illusion of the external, of this is who I am, this is what I have, this is what I own, this is whatever my role. When all that's stripped away, we find our true essence. We try find that true high frequency that everyone talks about. And it doesn't mean you're on stage or a billionaire or even recognized for it, but people will feel it and they will notice and they'll be drawn to it, especially animals and kids. And that's what this feels like, is there's a stripping away, there's a removing, so that you can attain more of that higher frequency, especially if that's what you've been wanting to attain. And it's a messy thing, and it hurts the ego, and it hurts in various ways. And I feel for you, and I hope this is helpful and not discouraging, because I see all this as a good thing. No matter what is playing out right now, this is leading you to more of your hopes, dreams, and desires, believe it or not. It's stripping away the illusion. And this is the energy moving forward in the next week or two, is you learning to balance this, you learning how to come into that mastery of like, oh, okay, this is what's happening now. I really am not enjoying this, but I'm going to find a way to balance it and make it work. Or wow, this is really amazing, and I need to balance this so I don't get caught up and pulled into the illusion of it and forget, my balance and my purpose, like not falling into this pattern again where all of a sudden this flips up, right? And it's like, oh, everything's great again, and I don't have to follow what my soul was indicating with this. Like some other shiny object came and I can chase it. And then eventually that'll be stripped away too, seemingly. But with this card, it's the opportunity to find that balance, to come into that mastery. And this is what I was seeing here too with the Fool, is like that grounding, that balance, like not feeling like safe or supported. And here it's like, oh shit, I'm my own support. Like the waves, look at that motion of these waves, the boat's on there, just getting tossed and turned. And he's even, he's juggling, he's on one foot, probably dancing, and he's got it. Like he's found his balance to be able to move and shift. And so I see that as a great card for all this energy, because this made it felt intense and like, oh, I don't like this. But then this Two of Pentacles comes in, and this is, the material too. This is not just working with the subtle energy. This is the Pentacles, and so this is the Earth energy. This is the manifestation, and this is also can represent writing. So if you're working on this and you're not sure what's going on, but you are feeling things, is like it's a great opportunity to write it out, to journal it, like write a letter to yourself. You can even write and express the things that you're really frustrated about a person or a situation, and then you can burn it or do whatever you want with it. I don't recommend sending it to them, but sometimes it feels really good to write that letter to that person, but not actually send it, because it's for us. It's revealing what our soul's true desire is. And so the next card is going to reveal the action, what can be done about this. And it feels like this is already indicating that. But Aries is all about action, about movement, about passion. So let's see what that next card is. So the Lovers, but the Lovers reversed. And so for this card, in this position and with this spread and what all this energy is representing is, and I see the energy here of, I believe this Raphael or Gabriel, of the energy of the divine coming in, of guidance, of support, and then the feminine. So it's working with that feminine energy, with this receptivity and the ability to channel. And this doesn't mean you have to go take a channeling class, but if you channel, work with that more. And this is more like channeling, like I said, with writing what's coming through, what you feel, what is beautiful in your world, what is even frustrating and upsetting, and then finding the beauty in that. And so Aphrodite was considered one of the most beautiful goddesses back in ancient Greece. And this also creates a lot of turmoil and controversy, because there was this whole thing with the apple, the gift of the apple that was supposed to be given to the most beautiful goddess, and it created this big stink. I forget the exact story of that, but if you want to look that up, that might be relevant, because it's kind of like, what are we giving our power away to? What are we giving our life force energy and our passion to that may not be truly serving us. And so that's what I'm seeing with this is, where is it you've been chasing love and seemingly being burned by it or cut by it, and knowing that that wasn't truly in alignment. But what it is revealing is that love and connection you have for yourself and the ability to stabilize yourself and find that safety that you've been longing for and desiring, that's within you, that it comes from the divine. And there's a longing for partnership. Let me pull a card of clarification on the Lovers reversed. And I get Justice reversed. And so, yeah, what that feels like is when we kind of move or chase things that are red flags, that we're like, oh, kind of like I was talking about the shiny object coming in, like, oh, I know this isn't really fully in alignment, but I want to be with someone and I'm going to do it. Or I know this isn't really the job I really truly want, but I need money, so I'm going to just jump at it and do it. So it's that kind of energy of like when, you know, we're feeling it emotionally, we feel the passion of what we truly want, and even rationally, we know it's not right, but we just go for it anyway. And so they're just kind of letting you know, watch out for that when you take action, when you move towards things. Give it a pause, set a timer and just breathe for 5 minutes. If you meditate, but meditate just on the breath or on that feeling of the connection with the divine. Don't work with trying to figure it out in that meditation. Just let go of everything and see what comes forth, especially like right afterwards. Usually the first thing that pops in our head after the meditation will kind of help us and reveal something, or as we go take a shower or whatever we do, the answer may come later. So that's what I'm feeling with the Lovers reversed is there may have been, a tendency in the past to like dismiss things you knew to be true and saw quite clearly, but it was like, well, I'm just going to go for this because this is what feels good in the moment. Right. So Aries for the card of your environment. You're having me shuffle again. Let's pull cards on this to see what's coming up. Neighbors are banging out there. Hopefully you don't hear that too much. Maybe that means something to you. Like maybe there's some chaotic energy or emotional upheavals in your environment, which is interesting as I pull this card. Yeah, and I get the Nine of Swords, and it's my least favorite card. And this is representing not you, but the environment. And so you may be surrounded or around an environment that feels quite dense, heavy, stressful. Maybe people are at their wits' end and frustrated, or like not feeling in full possession of their faculties. And I'm also getting for a couple people something about like being a caregiver or helping somebody that is maybe has Alzheimer's or dementia, and just acknowledging how stressful that can be and how there's a field of energy around that can impact us and kind of push us off our balance. And yet they're saying you're there for a reason and that you're really helping to bring that stability, even though it doesn't seem or look like it. Your presence being there is helpful. And for others, this is that was only for a couple people. For others, this is the acknowledgement of really feels like the collective energy, maybe the neighborhood you're in or even the home you live in, that a lot of people are feeling this stress and pressure, and most people deal with it with the mind. They try to manage their life through their mind and the thoughts and things that come to them, the analyzation, the judgments, but truly that's not how we figure out life and relationships. But that's the first place everyone goes, because when this stuff happens, when there's shifts and changes and upheavals, most of us don't want to feel the emotion. We'll distract with trying to figure out with the mind. We'll go out and chase something that's fun and enjoyable and to distract us, or like a relationship. But really the theme that's coming through, like I was saying, is something's being cut away, and you're feeling the opportunity to really connect with your soul and know what you truly want and desire, and you have the strength and ability to navigate that. In fact, this whole situation is making you stronger, even this with the environment where it's a stressful environment and you are managing it, you are doing really well with it. So I just want to acknowledge that, like how great you're doing, and to not give up faith or hope that things can transform and change. Let's see, let me shuffle again for what it is you need to know. One of my favorite questions to ask. And the Four of Cups. So again, something's being offered that you're not fully seeing. And I really feel like it's this energy of, the Page of Cups, where this whole situation is guiding you to an emotion or something that you hadn't felt in a long time and don't really want to, and yet it's the thing you truly want and desire, like kind of hidden or veiled in an emotion of sadness, fear, or anger. Because truly, that's the only three emotions that exist other than love. If you really distill it all down, is like anger, fear, or sadness. Our true state of being is love, peace, and joy. And so anything that creates something other than that is our thinking about a situation, our programming from the past, our things, the illusions that we have of who we are or what is in our life being stripped away and bringing up that emotion. And so that's what I'm feeling with this, is the opportunity. And this is what I work with people. And this is why a lot of my readings come out as like, reading tarot cards as a healer is like, well, okay, well, what's the big underlying issue of all this? So, I mean, we could look at the details of like who is this person and what is this situation? But really, I know it all points us back to what it is our soul and our essence wanted to experience in this lifetime. And time again, things will come in and cause disruption, cause challenges, opportunities for us to connect to that. And no matter how adept we are or how supported we are with friends, family, or what have you, like it's still going to happen. No matter how many resources we have, we can't isolate from it. We can't hide from it because it is us. And this is what you're seeing around you. And you're moving more into understanding that you're not your mind and you're not even your emotions, but it sure feels like that. You are so much more. You're the one that's observing the emotion while it's happening. You're the one that can receive the gifts if you're willing to feel. And that's what the biggest message is can you be with the feeling and allow yourself to just breathe and accept what is offered. And then the potential outcome is perfect. King of Wands. The King of Wands is passion, leadership, a boldness, that fire, that grounded, the stability. The wands represent obstacles, but it also represents foundation and strength. And so that's what I really feel, that all this is creating a greater strength and creating a stronger foundation. So again, if you follow me already and you're subscribed to my newsletter, check your email, it's in there. If you're not, go to Jason Donaldson Healer and you can subscribe there, or you can just comment in here and I can send it to you. But yeah, it talks about, and it's more about my journey and how I created my foundation, but it's really just describing, and I can break it down for you here, is how we find things on our journey that we think are going to fix us. And maybe that's, meditation. Like meditation, that's the cure. I'm better. I feel amazing. And then a year or two later, it's like, oh, well, I'm meditating, but I still don't feel 100%. And then we start exercising more, or get all into exercising, or we discover yoga or Tai Chi or Qigong. And then like we get those boosts and we get those little hits of dopamine and hope that, oh, this is going to be the thing that fixes me. I feel better. It's working. And then all of a sudden it doesn't anymore. And the truth I found in life is that we just keep doing all these little things. We keep applying the tools we have on a daily basis, and it shifts and changes. But over time, we start to see there's the same ones that evolve, and we use over and over again. And they often blend and merge, and we create our own. And we make it our own. And so that's what I mean by the foundation. And that's what I invite you to play with too, is, journal about what it is that you love and appreciating in your life. What is it you're feeling? What is that guiding you to? And also, what are the tools and practices that you have that really support you? And that will bring you into your sovereignship, into your, king or queendom, where you can depend on yourself, that you're grounded, you're supported, that you're loved, that you're able to discern. These are only reversed right now because you don't fully believe it. You haven't fully accepted it yet. And that's why we're surrounded by people that are in their head and trying to figure out, because they're reflecting that old part of you that used to use that to try to discern the world. And it's top heavy. We're in our heads too much. And that's a very Aries thing, the head, when we're, thinking and trying to figure out where all our energy is up in our head, and we're not balanced, we're not grounded, and we fall over. It's a literal thing. You can notice that if you're doing martial arts or dancing. If you're thinking about it, you're not going to be balanced or smooth. If you get down in the body, get down into your gut and to your solar plexus, everything shifts and changes. So I'm going to get a oracle card. Yeah. So I was feeling this before the reading too. I got this Matt Kahn healing mantra deck that a friend gifted me, and I felt that would be helpful for your reading today, Aries. Let's see what comes through for you. This is a final message for this new year reading. New year, new you, basically. Cheesy, I know, but that's what came through before I even started the reading, with the new tarot deck and this thing's being cut away seemingly, with that here and this piece here. Let's see what card comes through. I get balancing the brain. I can be and do all at once. Very interesting. So I'll put that over here. I can be and do all at once, and like a snowman type thing. But finding that balance, finding that stability of actually, this reminds me of when I used to meditate all the time. And I realized at a certain point that the meditation was just an escape. Like I'd found a way to kind of just turn everything off and go and have these profound experiences and downloads from the universes and past life memories coming through, and all kinds of things would happen. And then I'd have to get up and like do the laundry or go to work, and it didn't really change a whole lot. And then I was guided to start taking Tai Chi and doing Qigong. And then I learned to like use my brain and move my body. And that was super challenging. Like before, I was just able to kind of check out of the brain, check out of the mind, even though the brain and mind aren't the same thing. But there is this kind of like, in order to move the body, you got to use, the mental functions. And so to learn how to take ownership of that, to be present while engaged in the world. And so with us Aries, it can be impulsivity, it can be jumping to conclusions or rushing in head first. And so this is a reminder that you can pause, slow down without becoming stuck or stagnant. Like that's not going to happen for you. And I don't see anything to indicate that in this reading, that you are moving forward and you are moving towards greater sovereignty and ability in creating your own safety. Whereas before you felt like you weren't safe, you are remembering the power, your soul, your spirit, and ultimately your ability to manifest and find balance in this world, even when it's stressful or confusing. You got this. So Awesome. Aries, I hope this was helpful. And please comment, like, subscribe. Hope you have an amazing 2026. And I'll catch you all later. Aloha.